Hey y'all, let's do a reading, shall we? I want to read for the second half of February. It's already the freaking 15th, so let's figure out what's going to happen. What's in the energies for the next couple weeks? Less than that, 13 days, right? Or is it a leap year? We're looking at the star on the bottom. Pretty auspicious stuff. I like that. We're going to do 5 cards. 5 cards are really working out these days. Wow. King of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. You got some good stuff going on. Holy cow. Whoever you are watching this video, amazing. Amazing. On the bottom, let's remember the star was there. Wow. I like this a lot. Obviously, who wouldn't? Just by the surface energy, it's pretty powerful. Wow. King of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands make a pretty good couple, actually, because the King of Pentacles kind of keeps the Queen of Wands real and focused. I had to pause the video because those dogs, right? Yeah. So Queen of Wands and King of Pentacles are in this unique dynamic. Might not last forever, but it's good while it's going. Page of Wands. There's a lot of I feel like there's a lot of inspiration. I definitely feel, even regardless of the 7 of Pentacles, I do feel a spring energy. A lot of new ideas, a lot of inspiration, creativity, but also the action to follow it through. Like those of us who have a great idea, like a big idea, like I'm going to write a book, or I'm going to paint a painting, or I'm going to renovate the house, or I'm going to, do XYZ creatively, and then we don't do it, right? This is a great energy for those of us who usually get sort of stuck between idea and execution. This is a great energy for that. Just push forward, do the thing, basically. The Sun is on the bottom for the King of Pentacles. The Tower. This makes perfect sense, right? The Page of Cups. Yeah, the King of Cups. There's something about, there's an upheaval, and I don't know if it's you or someone who's attached to you, or someone, most likely the feeling that I have is someone who your future is sort of dependent on, who you're sort of like I don't want to say, but kind of a little bit of the emotional well-being. Like there are energies. They don't have to be people, but there are energies that are sort of tied to your flow through this world, right? Through the 3D world, there are energies that are tied to your success and flow in the 3D world. If they're people, to a greater extent, I think for most of you, it is a person. But for the people who you're tied to, it could be a romantic relationship, a family dynamic, whatever it is. There's been a real change on how they see their relationship to emotion. I think that they have done some things they've had action toward you, but toward many, many people. They've had action that has basically betrayed their best interest, right? So they get emotional. They might make priorities to cater to that emotion versus to your interests, to their best interests in the long run. So they self-sabotage based on emotions and their inability to sort of process and handle and hold space for themselves. And I think that's changing. I'm getting a lot of intentionality now. And the tower comes down, and when you really have to hit a tipping point, not rock bottom, but you have to hit a tipping point with this sort of emotional distress to realize how bad it really is, right? So a lot of people get sort of tied up in their emotional lives, and whether it's chemical imbalance, whether it is substance misuse, whether it is a family dynamic, unprocessed trauma, whatever sort of triggers the emotions, becomes sort of a way of life, right? And so rather than objectively seeing that and saying, whoa, I just either flew way off the handle for something trivial, or I didn't give that as much emotion as I should have. I was cold and I stonewalled somebody because of XYZ. So recognizing those emotions is really hard, especially if we've been in the same patterns of behavior and the same emotional sort of blocks for years, right? So this is a big deal. This intentionality about emotional work and about the root cause of an emotional lifestyle, really. It's a big deal. I like this a lot, because I think that the more that this person understands, for most of you it's a person, but it could be you, and it could be a way of life, or it could be like a situation with job or environmental energies. But the more that this person examines that and sort of, they don't even have to really correct it, but once they examine it, I think a lot of good is going to be sort of open to flow into both your lives. Now I've got the cat bothering me. Oh, you guys. If you have dogs or cats, you understand, but I guess if you don't, you don't. Page of Wands. Why is it here? I'm drawn to the complicated nature of her little pants, and I know that those pants are a particular elemental animal. You can see the print kind of the lizard. There's a lot of fire behind this particular page of wands, a lot of passion, ingenuity, creativity, a lust for life, right? He's gonna make his appearance. Say hi. Say hi, Cal. When he was, I guess like 3 weeks old or so, I rescued him from under a building. True story. And I've had him ever since. He's still a bit shy, especially because the dogs aren't, well, one of the dogs isn't super cat friendly. Okay. Gosh, this is it. The universe really wants to be very specific about this page. Come on. Come on. I don't like it, and that's why I reshuffled it, but it is the way it is. Yep, I've got them upside down. So we've got the Nine of Cups, the Hermit, the Emperor, and the Knight of Wands. So, what's going to happen in the rest of February? You've got somebody sort of dealing with probably this. It might be this same person. For some of you, the King of Pentacles energy that I had is a different person than this person. So you could be dealing with multiple people. So the Page of Wands energy, it feels older to me. And by older, I don't mean that the person's older or the relationship's older. I mean, like, this is a relationship that goes back beyond, if you believe in other lifetimes, then that would be this energy. I definitely do. So this relationship goes way, way back. the problem is that having a Page of Wands, and I don't know how much you want to know. It seems like a lot of the other tarot readers are just throwing cards and then explaining, but they're not explaining the relationship to the cards, and it seems like that's I don't know, it's just a little sus to me because you don't even see the cards. But okay, so the the Page of Wands contrasted with the Hermit, contrasted with the Emperor, and then bookended by the Knight of Wands, is you have a lot of passion, a lot of this sort of, there's a lot of aha moments. This person thinks that they've got things figured out. They think that they've got things figured out. But the reality of it is they're still, with the Emperor there, they're still filtered. Like we talk about rose-colored glasses, filtering and making everything look beautiful. Well, these are like emperor-colored glasses. So it's filtered through a lens of egotism. And when they figure things out, quote unquote, it's really from a perspective that's very self-serving and serves their perceived passion. Let's not forget that we do have the Nine of Cups. It's a bit braggadocious. So this is the kind of energy where somebody would suddenly be like mad at you and they don't know why, because it's a vibe, it's an energy or whatever. They want an excuse, right? And suddenly they're like, oh, I know why Rose and I aren't going to work out. They either do or don't care about money. They care about my money. They want my money. They want my ambition. They want my whatever, right? So it's this idea that comes from this place of this idea of the connection and of the energy behind a relationship, most likely comes from something that's ego controlled. So, they're only, fair weather friends. They're only with me because I spend all this money on them. They're only with me because I'm handsome. They're only with me because I, tell them wonderful things. And it's very crippling. Like that's a cripple. Sorry, the cat. That's a cripple hermit. I don't often get that, but that's a perspective of the hermit that is a little immobile. Like that hermit has arthritis. That hermit has rheumatoid arthritis, and he is unable to really move the way that he needs to see the changes in the world and to understand them. Okay, Queen of Wands. The cat's literally putting his claws in my knees and my legs, and so that's why. Yeah, I think mostly it's about money. I don't know if there's any, like if that resonates with you, it could be either one. It's about property and money. So, whoever this is, it could be you. You could be coming across this realization that, oh, I think so-and-so is only with me, they're only with me when they're only ready and up for a get-together when we go out to dinner. They don't want to ever come over to my place, or they don't invite me over there. They just want me to foot the bill for dinner. Like that kind of attitude. I'm not saying it's true, right? I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying these are the ideas that a person connected to you is getting. These are the big ideas. And they're very passionate about these new ideas. But like I say, they're filtered through this ego filter, this emperor filter. I'm not saying they're true. Most of the time, 80% of the time, they're probably not true. And they just are using that excuse. Oh, it's a great rest of February so far. For such an outstanding 5-card pull, we've gotten, this is, when you, it serves as a great reminder of, on first blush, things that look really good often, always, but always have a shadow side, but often look maybe a little bit more attractive than you might find out later. But everything has a shadow side. So, it goes back and forth, obviously. We're here to learn the lessons. So let's see about the Queen of Wands here. There's so many candles in this photo. There's so much fire. Why is all the fire here? That's all I can see is the fire in this pic, in this card, in this drawing. You guys, I do feel, I feel a lot of you all. When you block shuffle, it kind of is a little bit more specific. But I tell you what it really is. I tell you what the cards are. I tell you what's really going on. Because I think it's important. Like, if you're going to, let me get on my soapbox. But if you're going to listen to somebody and absorb the message, it's good to speak the language, Like, you can hear a song in a language that you don't speak and say, oh, that's a beautiful song. Listen to the melody. And, oh, I love, the beauty and the way it flows, or it's a good beat, And then you find out that the lyrics say something completely contrary to what you thought, right? So I'm just trying to show y'all a little bit about the language as I pull the cards. I'm not gatekeeping what, how the calculation goes. I'm not gatekeeping the language of that song. I'm explaining, I'm translating, right? I don't like this, but we're done. So I have the Page of Pentacles on the bottom. The Page of Swords, the Ten of Cups reversed, and that's legitimately reversed. Dang. Is it though? Yeah, it is. Oh man. Dudes. Yeah, I told you I didn't like it. So we have the Page of Swords. This Page of Swords is a fucking know-it-all. This is sort of bleeding all over the place into each other. That Page of Swords is a know-it-all. It's a know-it-all energy, and it's a little bit about everything energy. And one of those annoying people who just goes through a Reddit thread and then suddenly knows everything about that topic. Ooh. They think that they can just figure anything out and all they have to do is get on the internet. Well, what it's done is it's reversed your Ten of Cups and it's reversed your Six of Wands. I'm going to be very, 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 very specific. But if you have anything on the internet that you do not want everyone to know in the future, and I'm talking jobs, family, like if there's any idea, any prospect that you have, say maybe you want to someday go into politics or have a really, really good job. If there's anything online that you wouldn't want future employers or future voters to see, get it off the internet somehow, okay? Hire an attorney. Or don't post it at all now. This could be future energies. This could definitely be future energies. This is a really good time for you, if you're watching this, to get the hell offline, to get off all of the socials. Anything right now that you post and then delete is still going to exist on the internet. And I'm usually not so doom or gloom about all of that, but This is an extremely strong message because I did not reverse these cards. They reversed somehow, and here they are. And that's exactly what I get for this energy. I feel like that there's a very fiery nature that is going to exist with some of you, or there was. And someone else is going to ruin you by it. Don't get too in your head about it. Just keep your side of the street clean, okay? Keep your side of the street clean. Don't post about it. Just keep your shit private. Oh my gosh. You don't want anything stealing future opportunities from your life, you know? And I feel like for some of you, it might have already happened. We're all sort of on a different timeline, but everything's happening all at once. So yeah, it's very specific. It might be just one of you, but at least that one of you knows something. This is also too, this could be like if you are in school to become a doctor or a counselor or a therapist, or you're working hard on building your business for that. This could definitely be something that you might post that somebody looks at, maybe even out of context, but it seems criminal against you. Wow, it's intense, y'all. Good luck out there. Keep your stuff clean. Don't post anything. Do not post anything. Get off the socials. That's my recommendation. Nobody needs to know all your stuff. Nobody needs to know. Like we are so used to not having any boundaries when it comes to posting, and then we sort of lose our boundaries in terms of each other. Here comes the cat again. Anyway, that's a whole other story for another episode. And another cat tale. Whew, Seven of Pentacles. It makes me nervous just being in that energy. I'm like a bit paranoid for you, because I kind of have to be in the energy when I'm pulling it a little bit. And then you're going to hear the dogs bark, of course. Yeah. That's it. I don't like this one either. We've got the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom for the Seven of Pentacles clarifier. We have Temperance reversed. You are making, oh man, February. Oh God, this is so specific and so powerful. Okay, so we have Seven of Pentacles, this sort of waiting for harvest energy. What do we use to clarify it? A reverse temperance. It indicates that you're not waiting. That for those activities, those dreams, those desires, those fulfillments, those manifestations that you're waiting for, you are not waiting for. You're making decisions ahead of them when they're still growing in infancy, becoming the things that they should be becoming. And in fact, you're sort of pushing, that's a Four of Cups. You're sort of ignoring everything that's sitting right in front of you in terms of making a bold, impetuous decision that might even cauterize the future growth of whatever manifestations that you're looking at. And then we have the Knight of Cups. So for, I think, a lot of you, this fucking cat, I think, here he is. For a lot of you, and again, this is very specific, so this could be 2 or 3 people, and of the 2 or 3 people, maybe both or all 3 of you, this is to do with love. And I think that this is definitely, like, there's a chance that I see the energy split on this. So this is either you or it's them. And either you are getting way ahead of yourself and not waiting and giving things It's like if someone is really needing time to process, and they're like, you know what, like, I'm going through a lot right now. And the other person's like, okay, what are you going through? Okay, well, simmer down. If someone tells you they're going through a lot right now, how about you respond with questions that have a specific nature, right? If they're going through a lot right now, do you really expect them just to dump everything? Do you even want them to dump everything on you? I wouldn't. So think back. What was the last thing y'all talked about? Was it potentially part of an issue? Was it the beginning of an issue? Like, then in this scenario, like, you say, okay, well, this person's not responding. Guess they're dead to me. That's it. I'm going to energetically cut ties with this person because they didn't respond. They told me that they were going through a lot. And then I asked them immediately, well, what's going on? And they didn't respond. So I'm just going to leave them for dead, right? That's this energy. That's cutting off someone way before you give them time to either heal or tell you authentically and really what's going on in their own way, in their own time. Or this could be romantic as well. Like, oh, they didn't show up on Valentine's Day with what I expected. Done. I'm done with that. I'm done with them, right? I do see it as relationship. I do see it as a lack of communication, but I most importantly see it as this lack of temperance. And whether it's you doing this or whether it's them doing this, the energy is still the same. There's still this impatience, impetuousness, sort of ego-driven blindness of not waiting for the fucking harvest. And I can use a metaphor as well of like any type of produce growing. Like, are you really going to have an orchard full of oranges, let's say, and you're really manifesting this super heavy duty orange harvest? And it's coming in a few months and all signs look positive, and the rain's been raining and the weather's been wonderful, and you've got little green oranges all over the trees. And then one day you wake up and you say, okay, that's it. I'm not even sure this is actually going to happen. Take all the oranges off the trees. Like, go ahead and harvest them now. Well, they're worthless now. They're not oranges. They're not going to taste like oranges. You can't, like... This is really frustrating energy for me, whether this is you or them. I hope it's not you, but if it is you, can you just stop? Can you just stop? Can you just wait it out? Just give your person some time to respond. Just give your oranges some time to mature on the vine or on the branch, whatever the hell it is. I don't know. I'd really like to know what this impatience is all about, because I'm not I think it's completely self-imposed. When you try to manifest something with someone, like how do you want it to be, right? So you think you go through your manifestation, your wish to the universe. You say, okay, I want a great job. And you're really specific. You can't just quit the job. You can't quit your existing job before you get your perfect job. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of that going on. Oh, that's enough about that. It's not necessarily you. It could be someone else. But if it's someone else and it's in their relationship with you, maybe they'll see the error of their ways. So the responsibility flips back to you of, can you be temperate enough to deal with their impatience and their blindness? right? Can you then say, okay, you chopped down all the oranges before they were even having chance to ripen on the tree. I'll wait until next season. That's basically, if it's your person, you're like, okay, I'll wait till next season then. Two of Swords on the bottom for the Ace of Swords. Yeah, the Seven of Cups. I kind of figured that would show up. The High Priestess and the Five of Swords. This cat. This is a pretty powerful designation, sort of advice for you from the universe regarding your big ideas, your big ideas. And the advice from the universe would be to stay very humble, regardless of what happens. You might say, oh, Rose, I'm so humble already. I'm so humble. I live humbly. I speak with humility. I don't do anything braggadocious. I don't even own a gold chain. Like, I'm as humble as they come. Well, I'm just saying, double down on that. Double down on that. I think there's a potential for you to bring your ideas. I think there's a potential for you to bring your ideas to the forefront if you're able to seize the right moment. And your connection with the sort of energies is going to be very important. So your intuitiveness is going to be important. And I'll tell you something that often an intuitiveness with spirituality and a lack of humility, right? So it's hard to be, what I'm saying is it's hard to be humble. The other way around. It's easier to be in touch with your spirituality if you're humble. Yeah. No, it's this Five of Swords has me frustrated because I'm kind of seeing that you take the opportunity to move forward with your ideas to sort of fill a gap somewhere, career-wise, relationship-wise, when there's a failure on someone else's part. And you might not know about this, but like someone might, I think you do know about this. Someone might break up with their current partner, and so you're able to slip in and develop a relationship with them or recreate a relationship with them that you had once. Same thing with a job. Someone, like a peer's failure in getting the job done might result in you being able to take control of their department, or, and I'm not, it has benefits, it has its shadow side, obviously. But with the Seven of Cups, I think there's a question of doubt in your mind of whether it's the right thing to do. And so if that's the case, I think you really do need to really humble yourself. And is this best for you? Period. Like, yes, is there a greater good at hand? And is it best for you? Especially in the case of a relationship, if you know that this person separated from an existing partner, do you really want to go back to that person? Do you really want to get involved with that person when they're still recovering from the pain of a breakup? What's best for you is what you need to sort of figure out. This is intense, y'all. don't forget we have the Two of Swords. This is a really intense rest of February. I'm not gonna lie. This is I wouldn't lie to you anyway, but I'm not gonna candy coat it. It's a really intense rest of February. Let's go ahead and shuffle 3 cards. And specifically for 3 cards, what I'd like is like sort of, what's the setup then? What's the setup for March? You know, we get through these 2 weeks. Gotta stay humble. Gotta make sure that our ideas and that our passions are not filtered through sort of egotistical glasses. And gotta get ourselves off the internet and get our shit together if there's some stuff on the internet, and then remain temperate, right? There's a huge list of to-dos from the universe. Thank you very much. Oy. All of this stuff, of course, we should be doing all the time anyway. So if you're already, you know, sort of in this space and you're like, yeah, 2025 is going to be my year, then great. Okay. We have the 8 of Wands. On the bottom, we have the 5 of Wands. The Fool. The 4 of Cups again. Well, not, yeah, again. Okay. Regardless, okay, if this energy for the next 2 weeks really does screw the pooch. I hate that saying, but it's the only thing I can think of right now. If it really does, then you still have things to look forward to. Don't overthink it. So going into March, what the universe is saying is don't overthink this. Don't be blind to your blessings. If the sort of worst case scenario of all these things comes to pass in the next 2 weeks, and you're going into March going, oh, Jesus Christ, Rose was really spot on with this and all this shit that's going on. I can't believe it. Just stop doing that. Stop. Get out of the 5 of Wands. Stop overthinking it. Just like take as much humor as you can out of it. Say, oh my God, Rose was right. Is this some shit or what? Like, because that's all you can do. And then don't overthink it. Absolutely do not overthink it. Have the feeling that starting over is a worthwhile journey, regardless of where you have to start over, regardless of what was lost, regardless of how things happened. Starting over sometimes is the best case scenario. And you might even feel like, even if things are the same, even if you maintain whatever this is going on and you sort of stay in the same flow, you might personally feel that you want to break it. Like if you get through all of this and then in March you're like, what the hell was I holding on so hard for? And you might feel a little anarchy and you might want to break it yourself. Just stay cool. Just stay cool. Continue to have the temperance, but understand that you can energetically start over. You can be the Fool energetically. You don't have to, use the wrecking ball on your whole life to start over. You can start over anywhere and with as much or as little as you need at that point. Okay? That's it. I mean, I really want to, I just want to really read this into the ground, but that's all she wrote for now. Just keep in mind, going forward, there's so much. Just stick through the next 2 weeks, go into March with confidence and don't overthink it. Okay. Regardless of what happens in the next 2 weeks, March is a new month. It's springtime. You can do a lot. Okay. That's your reading. Remember that there are no readings coming from a vacuum, and they're all influenced by the reader and the time in which they're pulled. So even though this is a timeless reading and I am channeling the energies of the readers, of the viewers. Still the reader energy comes through, obviously. Good luck out there, you guys.